Costa Rica has been a model for sustainable farming practices for over 40 years. Despite being known and often praised for such methods, only approximately 1% of Costa Rican agriculture is actually sustainable. In 2017, major products like pineapple, banana, and cacao were grown using monoculture. Monoculture is the growing of a single crop in an area of land. Many large-scale farms use this method because it produces greater yields at lower costs. Its disadvantages, however, outweigh any perceived economic benefits. Growing only one type of crop in the same plot of land for multiple seasons hurts long-term food production, because monocultures are more susceptible to pests, which leads to a higher use of often harmful pesticides and fertilizers, because the same nutrients are being used by the same plants and not being replenished. Once all of the organic material in the soil is gone, the land is no longer usable, which often leads to the destruction of forests for more farmland. An alternative to monoculture is polyculture. A polyculture production system involves the growing of multiple crops simultaneously through intercropping, or in a crop rotation, which is what our project focuses on. Crop rotation is a sustainable farming method where a series of different crops are successively grown on the same plot of land. For example, during one season, a farmer will grow celery in a certain pasture, then grow beets in the same pasture the next season, then grow lettuce afterwards, not just celery for all 3 time periods. When crop rotation isn't a viable option for farms that grow more permanent crops like coffee and cacao trees, intercropping is used, which is when different crops are grown at the same time as one another on the same pasture. For example, at Talamanca, banana trees are planted on the same plot of land as the cacao trees to provide shade and control the dryness of the soil. How do growing strategies like crop rotation and intercropping lead to more reliable and sustainable food production? We not only wanted to find out how farmers use methods like crop rotation and intercropping, but also why these methods are more beneficial than conventional ones. We collected data by conducting interviews on farms. We compared and contrasted what we saw on each farm, specifically if each one was receiving the same benefits from crop rotation and intercropping.
Two of the farms we visited, Reconcito Organic Farm and Zarcero Co-op, use crop rotation, specifically rotating crops by family, an innovative method pioneered by Henry Guerrero Sr. from Zarcero, later adopted by El Tigre on Reconcito. El Tigre explained to us that the 4 factors that influence crop choice for rotation are nutrients in the soil, water availability, market supply and demand, and microorganisms in the soil. Rotating crops by family ensures that one pest won't wipe out everything, and that nutrients in the soil won't be depleted because different plant families need different nutrients.
The aster family, that lettuce is in, adds organic matter to the soil and attracts beneficial insects, which helps potatoes because the nightshade family needs a lot of organic matter to grow effectively. Another example would be planting celery from the parsley family that adds phosphate to the soil and uses more water, then planting beets from the goosefoot family because they recycle nutrients and their deeper roots collect water at different spots in the soil.
When we visited the UNA coffee farm and the Talamanca banana and cacao farm, they did not use crop rotation. The main reason they did not use crop rotation was because the actual plants last several years and therefore would be hard to rotate. Instead, these farms practiced intercropping. The benefits of intercropping are similar to those of crop rotation. Intercropping helps maintain nitrogen levels in the soil and reduces weeds. It is unfair and often ill-advised to compare conventional and organic farms in certain areas like crop yield, because 120-acre conventional plantations obviously produce more than 2-acre family farms. But that does not mean the quality is better. Local sustainable farms benefit the community, whereas conventional farms tend to benefit multinational corporations. Every farmer has his or her own methods of rotating crops, but it depends mostly on how well the previous crop did. Farmers use their good working knowledge of the crops, growing conditions, soil structure, climate, and other variables to respond to the needs of their farm. This knowledge can come from education, experience, or ancestral expertise. So these methods allow farmers to have more autonomy in their land use and crop choice. Crop rotation and intercropping help farmers mitigate and adapt to problems caused by climate change. Known as the triple win strategy in the Ukraine, such methods allow farmers to adapt to climate change while also improving soil health, thereby increasing yields. There are possible barriers farmers face, however, like availability of natural resources, especially water during the dry season. El Tigre combats water shortages by planting crops like cilantro that need less water. Diversifying what crops are grown through rotation and intercropping provides more insurance in case of crop loss. Henry Jr. summarized this best when saying, "Don't put all of your eggs in one basket." Financial risk decreases because if one crop fails, there are others to sell.
Growing strategies like rotating crops and intercropping are economically, socially, and environmentally beneficial.
I'm the king of the world!
It's my name, plus an I.
Pura vida!